Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, my alarm's going off on my phone. Oh no. Is that reminding me to stream? That's not reminding me to stream. How you doing, guys? How you doing? Hope we are all excited for the Europe pack next week. I'm pretty excited. We're going to have a look at all the gubbins first. Everything we've seen so far. Hey Lindsay, hey Siri, how you doing? Because yeah, I haven't done like a reaction video. I decided not to do one this time. But I will be covering all the new content and everything. But yeah, well, I think we'll just do that at the start while we're kind of getting started. This is going to be a as you'll see from the title, this is going to be a Zimba stream. So I have been working furiously behind the scenes on Tigradoo. For those of you who haven't seen it in the Discord or I haven't said this to, I decided to take a little bit of a slowdown from Tigradoo. Because I was basically deciding that I wanted to make sure that what I was doing I was happy with and not just kind of blitzing it out. So yeah, we're going to be working on Zimba, but we are going to jump over and have a wee looky. I've got this all set up right. Yeah, so we're going to have a look at the stuff we already know about Europe and have because there was some chat in the Prehistoric Kingdom stream yesterday that I sort of slightly shut down, but yeah, I definitely want to have a look at all this gubbins. So let's have a little look at the trailer. We'll play this through first. Just mute that a second. Oh, hang on, that's going to give you no sound, isn't it? Hold on, let's just stop that a sec. Play this through. I'm sure you guys have all seen this, but there's a few little interesting talking points here. And I'd love to get everybody's opinion on what you think of some of these things. So let's just play it through at normal speeds. So it's obviously like super short. But let's go through this with a fine tooth comb because there's some interesting things. I haven't watched anybody else's videos on this. And there's probably been about 50 million of these already. But the very first thing I noticed is that these bridges, they seem to be quite focal point, these bridges. Now, these, if you've played the game like at all, you will know that any kind of bridge like that, of that sort of size, is really difficult to do. Mainly because of the thickness of the path. So it could be that we just can't see this behind here. But yeah, to get a piece of path to go as perfectly as up as that, over and down with nothing showing through, I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to be like a ploppable thing. Because yeah, and actually even thinking about it, I don't know if you could even do that over water at that sort of height. If you've tried to place a path over water before, it can be quite finicky, and what you tend to end up with is that you end up with really, really thick bridges. Now, I might be completely wrong on this. And as I said, I haven't seen anybody else doing like a dissect or anything on this yet, but they seem to feature these bridges pretty front and center, and they've made a conscious decision here to go with Venice. So I feel like this is going to be something we're not quite getting with these bridges. We don't quite realise what we're getting. Because they look so kind of perfect. Again, bridge in the background. I mean, that would be easier to do because that one's just going flat. Yeah, so this is definitely the first super interesting thing. So looking at these ferries, now, like, this could just be a prop. Because it is all kind of like stuck in there, isn't it? Like, that's all just stuff that's plopped down. I wonder if these actually function. Because like there's a little ramp here. Is this all just, do we think this is all just for show? Like something's bringing these guests down. Could the gondolas actually function? Could this yacht actually function? I have a feeling they're gonna. But then you'd have to like set waypoints for them and things. Maybe they've got a track. I don't see a track. Let's go back a second. Just go a bit slower. Let's just scoot back a sec. So I have to say, there's not loads of things building piece wise. A lot of these pieces seem to be pretty similar to existing stuff. Like there's like a Dutch gable there. There are definitely new things you can see. I think there was a post today saying the gondolas are just props. These ones, yeah, I think these ones are, but these ferry rides, I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. New challenge career map. Well, that's probably what we're looking at here. But I'm thinking there's something going on with these bridges now. And then this was the next one I looked at. So a lot of this stuff, again, is like existing. You know, even down to that doesn't look great because it's kind of existing stuff. I wasn't quite sure what that was as well that I was looking at there. See these little bits that kind of stick out. I mean, that could just be a gutter piece with a piece of pipe, but I'm not sure. That's obviously no. This little sign thing's no. This sort of coffee thing. So again, it's a little bit oversized, which is a bit of a shame. Like 1/2 the size of that. There's definitely new stuff up there. See that little shield thing in the back there? That's all new. Those are not new. The arch is not new. See that little kind of twirly thing, like figurine or something. That's definitely new. If you guys have seen other things that are new, let me know. Okay, so right in the background there, that's new, isn't it? Those castle pieces. Interesting. So like like a backdrop of a castle. See the little slits. And what do they call those? Crenellations, are they called? I think they're called crenellations or something like that on the castle. That looks like that's all new. And maybe this little balcony thing. Hey Swifty! We're having a little bit of a dissect just at the start of the stream of what we know so far about the Europe pack. Yeah. Hype. So that's definitely new. So that suggests a whole like castle set. Because I don't think that brick texture is an existing brick texture. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. And those definitely are different pieces back there. Obviously this like actual kind of arch thing. The logs and the plants and things are existing. What are those supposed to be? Is that supposed to be a badger? Do we think that's supposed to be a badger holding a walking stick? Is it a badger holding a walking stick? Some sort of little critter holding what looks like either a candy cane or a walking stick. Interesting. I think we see a few of those. There's definitely a few new cool looking prop things going on as well. Hang on, what was on that sign? I mean, we know the animals already, but what is that? What's that? That's weird. I don't know what that is. Strange. What have we got here? Shutters. They might be existing. Those I think are existing pieces. These look really cool. These I'm super excited about. Little like ploppable food trucks. In the next one you see the badger, do you? But yeah, this oh, there's like smoke in the chimneys as well. That's pretty cute. Quite like the like Dutch gables though. That's pretty nice. So there are definitely some new bits there in that gable end. In fact, this railing? Yeah, this railing's new as well, isn't it? This post you can't get at the moment. In fact, I don't know if I've ever used that path with a railing. So that might just be the path railing that comes with that. I think inspiration for many pieces are German castles and then more generic Dutch and Italian architecture. So can you see the badger in there? Oh, there looks like that's a badger, doesn't it? That's the badger there. Yeah, good spot. Badgering around. Badger, 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 badger. There's another bridge here. This one's definitely interesting. Oh, that is a railing that comes with the new path. Oh, here is that brick texture again. So here's that brick texture we saw before. That's actually really nice. That is cool. Here's another bridge and one that looks like it functions. How do we think that's actually going to work? Do we think that the boat is going to come through in this part? I mean, that would be amazing. I feel like there's got to be something with bridges going on. Because there's so many bridges featured in all of this. So they've made a conscious decision to feature bridges and choose a setting that has bridges everywhere. Hey Carrie, how you doing? So I think this is going to be I mean, that one's opening. Looks a lot like one that they did in Koali. That Silverette did. It's another one of those little decorative things there. These little dudes over here, that's quite nice. Yeah, there's again that weird little thing sticking out, which I'm not sure, I cannot work out what that's supposed to be. There's another little detail over there that's the same. Quite like these little flags, although they're a bit over the top. They're definitely kind of old-fashioned-y. They're like medieval. Yeah, maybe it is kind of Dutch or German or Swiss kind of influence. I mean, those are definitely Dutch gables, aren't they? That style. I'm guessing we're seeing one of the new maps here as well. Cuteness, cutes. So there's the salamander. I'm doing good, Carrie. Thanks very much. Excited for this, definitely excited for this. So this is the first time we start to see Christmassy gubbins going on. So Christmas lights. There's that little truck again. Is that the same style? I feel like that's a different one. It is a different one, isn't it? So that puppy. That one's so cute. Look at that little guy. Beep beep. I wonder if you get to choose what type of restaurant they've got in them. Or they're just fixed. So this is the first time we start to see the market stuff as well. So all the little market stalls, which are really cute. I'm really hoping these are pieces and not just like ploppable. Because having that little triangle of fabric would be really handy. My feeling that this is one of the new shops. Just like the ploppable shop, because that looks like it's been made. The rest of that looks like it's been made. I really hope that's the case. That's kind of funky as well. That might work quite well with Tiggle-Doo. I'm currently trying to decide whether I'm doing a Christmassy Tiggle-Doo episode or I'm just doing a Tiggle-Doo episode. Or whether there's going to be two. So the Lynx looks epic. Obviously, we've seen the Lynx. Looks really cool. I mean, that is a screenshot and a half, isn't it, right there? Wowzers. So I hope they're not too big. I hope they're nice and, like, petite. So that's that guy. So that was the first thing. Then we got this screenshot. I think this screenshot today? So this is when you were talking about, someone was talking about that this has been confirmed that the gondolas are just props. But again, we have that feature of that bridge. See, I think that's a thing. Oh, that's cool. I like that little clock there. Look at that guy. I think maybe these are No, these are all existing columns and pieces. That's all existing. These are a bit pointless, but they might be useful for something, I guess. Very, very heavily themed. Yeah, I think this one was today. You're right about the lynx and the ibex. I think the lynx and the ibex were the ones that were probably the most kind of predictable. I'm surprised about the badger. We'll have a look at the list of the animals in a sec. Hang on, this is new as well, isn't it? This wooden framing, these steps. I'm trying to work out in my brain if those are pieces. Yeah, it could just be that someone's built that, so it's kind of a little bit messy underneath. Something going on underneath. I think maybe that's just been built by someone, so those are not new. Now maybe that is. What are we seeing there? Is that just someone's head? So the gondolas are just props. That's a bit of a shame. Hey Thrive, how you doing, buddy? We're having a wee looky because I've not had a look yet. I've not had a proper look through all this gubbins yet. So we're just talking about the bridges. I don't know if anybody else has talked about this yet. I'm assuming everybody else has probably already covered all of these topics. But the bridges is like in every screenshot on every bit of the video, there's a bridge. And I don't think these are just normal bridges. I think these are some other thing. Because we all know how much of a pain in the arse it is to make a bridge in the game. I think this is going to be a thing. This is going to be something you plop down. Do you know what we should actually be how we should actually be checking this? Let's just go back to the trailer a second. So let's just have a quick look. So I think that one alone, like that is so difficult to do as perfectly as that. That is a single piece. That whole bridge is a single piece. I almost guarantee it. There's no way. Look how perfect it is. Look how there's no little gaps. It's perfectly smooth under there. There is not a single piece in the game that looks like that. That's as clean as that. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think they're a single piece. But I'm not entirely sure that they're a single piece that doesn't have some sort of like pathing thing with them. That maybe they snap to a path. I don't feel like, I mean, look, just in every screenshot there's a bridge, which obviously they've chosen Venice as a setting. This one in particular, I have a feeling this is going to be something that's one big piece and that it has some function and that you just snap it onto a path. Yeah, this is the most Dutchy of Dutch bridges. Well, they said that it's Europe, so in general, I don't know. I mean, I quite happily put my neck out there, but I feel like that is going to be... I just know when I've tried to make bridges before, to have the path work with it like that is damn near impossible without it being messy. And if they've made it something that's a ploppable object, that's a single piece, and that there's like 3 or 4 of them, maybe they've made it snap to the path and guests can walk over it automatically. That's my feeling. And then this was the first screenshot we got, which is the for the free update. Did I show that one as well? Oh yes, that's the links. So this is the free update one with the null shop basically. Yeah, I think it's going to be a path add-on basically. I think I think they again have done an amazing job with the free update. Like, you have to say one thing for Frontier. They don't seem to be skimping on these free updates. We've had some really good ones. Mention countries like the Netherlands, Venice, Finland, Switzerland, and a few others. Yeah, I mean they haven't chosen any animals that are specific to. Yeah, they're all quite varied. I'm not massively bothered about the animal memorials. I think it's kind of cute, but probably a little bit pointless. The burrows is definitely a big deal. I'm missing that other screenshot, and I shared the screenshot on the Discord that was found. Oh, I see. I think it's on the website, isn't it? Just have a look. It's like, oh, it's in the gallery. This one. Oh, there's a couple more here now. That one. So this is the only other one. So this looks like it's just a thing like that kind of... Well, someone was saying that it's an enrichment item, that this has been discussed that it's an enrichment item. But the big thing is like, hopefully it's nice and easy to place down. Hopefully it's nice and it doesn't do that horrible thing where it like changes the whole terrain for you. And apparently it like you... Yeah, I haven't worked out yet how you like select the animal for it. I guess we'll find out soon enough. The last screenshot with the links. Yeah, is this new? These little things right in the foreground look like they could be new, don't they? It's almost like currents. I mean, they could just be something really low in the terrain, so it looks like it's pushed down in the terrain there. Could actually be the hyacinth. I don't think it is though. It looks like a berry. In fact, is that rock? Are these rocks? Have we got rocks like that? Have we got rocks like that, guys? That's like a dusting of snow. We haven't. Have we? I don't think we've got that. We've obviously got snow rocks. Hey, Ollie Arts, how you doing? Yeah, we've got super snowy rocks, so tundra rocks. And we've got the taiga rocks. I think we've got two types of tundra, haven't we? We've got like a really dark one, and then we've got one that's completely covered in snow. I mean, I guess it could just be snowing. It's probably what it is, actually, because the trees have all got snow on them. This has all got snow on the ground. Yeah, that's just stupid. That's stupid. That's obvious. Well, what was the last thing I was looking at? I was actually going to look at what it says. Yeah, so it's been confirmed. Alpine ibex, Eurasian lynx, European fallow deer, European badger, and the fire salamander. 250 pieces. 250 pieces. I'm trying to think how that compares. I feel like that's a big pack. I'm never very good at remembering these sorts of things, but I feel like that's actually a big pack compared to normal. Rocks with dynamic snow look like that. Yeah, I didn't. My brain was not working. So what I thought we would do today, soon as it's Christmas, let's come back to Africa, hang out in the sunshine. Because why wouldn't you? Hey Nadine, hey Elephant, how are you? Is there any animal in particular you're looking forward to? I think I'd have to say the badger. I'm really, really interested how the burrow mechanic's going to work, and I'm kind of glad. Well, I mean, I haven't placed the meerkats in this one yet, and I haven't, but I have placed the meerkats in Tigradoo, and I've placed. What other burrowing things have I got into? Oh, we got the aardvarks to add to this as well at some point. But yeah, I think mostly the badger. I like all the small animals. I'm never that bothered about the cats. I know they're the prettiest ones, and everyone always goes, "Oh, they're so cool," and they probably will look really nice. But I'm never super bothered about them. I always feel like they just feel a little bit same, and the climb animations are always a bit jank. I always feel like they're a bit jank. Will the new animals we receive be included in... Well, this is my problem, Swifty. Now I'm like, I don't know. I hadn't even got a little bit of a plan drawn out for Tigrido. I think we're probably going to end up with a badger, definitely, at least, and probably the deer, because I was going to put the reindeers in, and now I think I won't. I'll put in the others. They feel like the sort of animals. To be fair, all of them feel like the sort of animals that would fit quite well in Tigrido. In Tigrido. So I might. I'm considering all of them. Because I haven't told you guys what the other animals were going to be yet, so I haven't committed to anything. I haven't committed to anything I'm taking away. Does that mean you're going to change your zoo to called well, yeah, see, this is the problem. I've built bridges in Tigrido as well. I mean, it would be kind of handy. It really depends how big they are. I mean, obviously in all of those trailers, those all the trailers and all the footage we've seen, the bridges are all pretty huge. And I would say they're probably a little bit too fancy for Tigrido, because they're all like stone, all that sort of thing. The ibex, yeah, maybe. Anyway, so my plan for today is I'm thinking about putting a river into this. I mean, I need to put, if I'm going to put a river in, I'm going to need to do it now before we have more. There was never really a plan to have a river. Oh, let's put the music back on again. Yeah, there was never a plan to have a river, but now we've potentially got a boat cruise option. Yeah, I think I agree, Lindsay. Those bridges would look out of place. But if it does work in the way I said, that it is like a ploppable, there might be a way of kind of just cladding it, just covering it over, because it's all that rock, all that stonework. If I could just sort of clad that, cover it, then it potentially might work, but I'm not sure. We'd have to see. I mean, it would really be handy if there is that, if that is a thing we've now got in the game, that it just it lets you do that. What am I doing here? This. So I deliberately dropped all this down. There was a plan that eventually the buffalo habitat would end up in here. How do you spell buffalo? Just one spell buffalo. Too many blueprints, right? The crossing is what I called it. So we could, in theory, we could like just stick this way out somewhere. God, I'm not used to working with all this space. I'm spoiled. It's not that big, is it? And then we put like a meandering river. So the thing with this was that it always was like supposed to be like a fake river, but let's see what it looks like if I put it down. Can we get it any further over? Let's find the boundary. Oh, we're not even close. This place is freaking huge. There we go. I mean, that's probably a bit ambitious. It doesn't need to be that far away, does it? So yeah, so I could make it so that it's a river that runs all the way through the zoo. Intersecting terrain. Yeah, that's kind of was my point. That was kind of what I was trying to get you to take the train away from me. There we go. Do it. Do it. Place it. Yes. Maybe they're recolorable. No, you got your L in the wrong place. You hit your L in the wrong place. One step forward towards the sea. Maybe they're recolorable. I don't think they're going to be though. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Hey Donna. You never get the water back in the same place. That's not too bad. Right. So we could in theory run a river just like meandering all the way along, and then it kind of stops here. Would that make any sense though? That'd make more sense to put it at that end. So it's supposed to be that it's like dammed. What was the thought behind this again? I don't really remember what my logic was with this. So let's have a look. I mean, it's going to be a massive great big river running from over here. Kind of forget how big the proper maps are because I never use them. If you're on the bridges, I think they function like stations in the ride of sorts. When attached to the road, they will carve out the terrain underneath automatically for us to fill it. Interesting. That's an interesting theory. Maybe. Also, I suspect there is a water retaining wall. Huh. Hold on. Hold on then. 1 second. Let's go back to it a second then. So that screenshot, yes, potentially. But if we go back to the video, this one clearly doesn't. I don't know. I think they're... I mean, it seems like they're going to be more dynamic. I really hope I'm right with the thing with the path. That would be epic. What does Voy FYI and Vog FYI mean? We've had two people said this. I'm confused. Hello Donna and hello Cassandra. Are you real people or are you bots? You bot peeps? Well, we don't know that yet. That's the thing. We don't know. I'm really hoping it does, because I really want it in this zoo. Because I think like an African Queen sort of boat would be wicked. So I was I was thinking about flooding this whole section. But maybe not now. I don't want to just do landscaping for this whole stream as well, because it'll get boring. Trouble is when you put a river in, you do. I mean, everything around water in the game is kind of tricky. Oh, you think fish? They're bots, are they? Ferris boat appears to be a scenery item. I think this because it was British Frontier probably would have made it a bigger deal of it. If it was a ride. Yeah, be a bit of a shame. I mean, I'd still probably use it. I'd still probably go just kind of imply it was like a boat thing. Can we get rid of those randos then? Oh, I can. Can I do it from this screen? So there's a thing now that like YouTube have done some things that supposedly make it easier to have chat. Oh, there we go. Oh, you got rid of them. You got rid of them just as I was doing it. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, maybe they're just props. I mean, they don't appear to have any... It looks like they've got, like, the windows are all closed and everything, so... And they're kind of big. So I just need to kind of sketch this out. I don't need to do it fully. I just need to have it roughly in place. Is that my biggest brush? Do 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 do. I was looking up VOG. In gaming it means voice of God. Yeah, that's where I was as well. Is it some sort of like titty voice of... I don't know. What? I don't... Let's probably not speculate. What sort of pornographic thing it could be. I probably shouldn't go there. We should avoid that subject. Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, I think it's a really good free update. I really like the burrowing thing. Seems to have really come out of the blue. Kind of weird, isn't it? Like really happy that they're doing that. But like, it's sort of strange that we didn't get it. We didn't get it a while ago. I feel like we're at a point where we've had kind of burrowing animals. Oh, you searched for it. Thank you, Fish. Much appreciated. Hope you haven't you haven't now got to disinfect your eyes or something. So I don't want to make this whole thing a lake now, so let's just get rid of some of that. Ba, 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 ba. Let's do a bit of rough laying out. So what was where could I get up to with this? Has that flooded the lot? Yeah. Oh, lag. Hey, Pitsky. It's not the most attractive of things, but it's fine for now. It'll work. So what's the source of this water though? That was my thing before. Yeah, you've given your algorithm the information now that you're interested. So where's the boundary for this? So we have still got quite a lot of space to play with here. So maybe we make this... I mean, I guess it depends how much I want to go all in on this, because if it doesn't end up being a ferry terminal, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much, because we could just still pretend. I could still just pretend it is like a functioning thing, and I guess we could have the boat rides anyway. I think the boat rides are a bit naff, but not too bad. Okay, so let's bring this path round a touch. This needs to get widened out again anyway. Well, that's what we're kind of speculating, Carrie, but not sure yet. This would be a logical place to have a ferry terminal anyway. That's not smooth. It's because of that. Q and Peter kneeled when I put the big river habitat. No. Well, maybe. See, that's the reason why. So I have to tell you guys, Tigradoo. So the new extension to Tigradoo, which will be coming out some point soon, has now really started slowing things down. So I have to be conscious of not making this map that detailed. I have to switch that off of my brain. I don't know how I'm going to do it because it just won't handle it. There's loads of rock. I mean, I didn't think I did that badly with this. God, it's a long way away, isn't it? It's a long way away. Come on, let's get there. But yes, there are a lot of rocks. Maybe we have to be a little bit careful. Well, I think. Well, at least the fact that this is so obviously I've got the water levels different. So this is like the drained version. So there'll be a lot more rock showing there. So this is not anywhere near as deep. That kind of makes sense, I guess. I guess we'd have to have some sort of floodplain then, wouldn't we? This should all be bigger. So the river's been stopped from flowing through there, so it's just, I don't know, guess that makes sense. That's not nice there. Let's just try that again. Let's get rid of that little horrible nub. So yeah, definitely the deers, definitely the jog on bots. A different user every time as well. I don't think we've ever had a bot thing on the YouTube. Getting a tea and a chocolate. Oh, I want chocolate now you've said that. Damn it, Carrie. Right, so we'll just do a little bit more path, and then I've got to decide what this is going to look like. We don't really particularly yet have a building style for Zimba. Caramel wafer, one more wafer. Do I know what that is? Canucks. Is that the one in the red and white wrapper? Can't have any of those sort of biscuity things now. Can't have wafers. Wafer? Hey, Mrs. T. How are you? Have you been binging on the Prehistoric Kingdom? It's a beautiful river. Thank you. It's all right, isn't it? Quite pleased with that one. That, why do I keep managing that? That video did really well when I put that out. Blasted really quickly up to some decent numbers. Actually, maybe we want some of this running along the river a bit more. Well, I guess it's more like a lake here, isn't it? So yeah, we need to decide what have we got to base on. So Zimba. So the plan for Zimba was always going to be. This always needs to be. This needs to be finished. But actually, the whole new shellless shops things is really going to help here because I've so far only done this, and there's going to be a window into a kitchen there. I can't remember how much of this you've seen, guys. I don't think I've put these in a video yet. Quite like this whole little deck area. But obviously these aren't really tables as far as the game's concerned. Yeah. Can you do... maybe I can do Maybe I can do words. Banned words. Never, as I said, I've not really ever had to do it on YouTube, but we shall see. There might be a little slow type because I'm a tad pickled. Oh, you've been out with the oldies, you said, didn't you? Was it good? Had a lovely time. What did you... Was it... You said Japanese tapas or something, right? Japanese tapas? What? Don't know what I'm saying like that. Japanese tapas. So that's like buns and stuff, isn't it, I guess? Love a bun. I had Vietnamese tonight, actually, so yeah, I'm down with the kids as well. What's going on here? So this is a perfect case in point of like piece count overload. This is classic Toves right here. Why use one piece when you can use 3? It's going to be a busy couple of weeks, peeps, that is for sure. La, 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 la. I mean, I think it's going to be a busy week. Full stop. I'm already behind the curve on the... Well, I mean, some might sound behind the curve on Prehistoric Kingdom because everyone... Loads of people already put videos out, but we did make an uneven Stephen, so I'm pretty happy with our achievements. I think we're winning already. Burger with a stilt and bacon, lettuce, etc. on a brioche bun. Oh, oh, suits you. Suits you, madam. That sounds tasty. No! It's the wrong button. What's my favourite food? Ooh, depends really. If it's like takeaway or something. So if I was going to get a takeaway, my favourite takeaway would probably be Chinese. Or Thai. But then like that's not quite the same as what you couldn't live without, I guess. That does sound good. It was full of. Well, I was full, so I left half of it. Now I'm hungry. I'm wishing I had the other half. You should have doggy bagged it. There's no shame in the doggy bag anymore. I think he was joking about the. I think he was joking about the burger. So I've got, because I'm doing the whole gluten-free thing at the moment, there's a whole bunch of things that I now can't have that I would have had before. That's my guess. Is what me Dennis was saying. I'm not sure. So this is all going to be landscaped. I think this is going to be a waterfall. I've just got to take my hoodie off a second, guys, because I'm boiling. Don't sleep on good Mexican. Quite like Mexican, yeah. Not something I have loads. It's definitely something you get more in. You don't get loads of. You don't see loads of Mexican places in this country. It's not that common. I guess we eat quite a lot of Mexican, but it's not like you don't see a lot of burrito places, which I always quite like in the States. Hey Mrs. P, how you doing? Miss P. Yeah, so I think we'll make this like a waterfall. My trouble is there's no source for this, which is always a bit of a pain. I guess we could just kind of imply it's like a spring from up here somewhere. But yeah, it's quite like a burrito. I think you get a lot of burrito places in Australia as well, I seem to remember. Did everybody else have favourite dinner there? Was it just me? Extend the question to everybody. What's everyone's favourite dinner? I think a bit of a day, an off day with headache, so can't be really active like I want. Oh, that sucks. Hope you feel better soon. It sucks when you get a headache. I haven't had a migraine in ages, but I used to get them quite a lot. If you've never had a migraine, it's the worst thing in the world. It's awful. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is awful. Because there's bugger all you can do about it. Even if you just pop a load of pills, it doesn't really make any difference. So I'm using the aquatic stones again. I think we need to blend it in. I mean, I guess the whole river thing over there is all with the faux rocks as well. Oh yeah, she was getting the... Was it today she was getting that? Well, she posted it earlier, didn't she, in the Discord about the new monitor. Oh, salt and pepper. Yeah, salt and pepper prawns that's good stuff. You like Japanese food? So tell me what we would define as Japanese food, guys, because I'm a heathen. What would we say is a typical kind of Japanese tucker? I've been getting them every day. Don't know why. It won't chill. Kind of need to go to the doctor about it. Yeah, you should definitely go to the doctor. It could be, do you wear glasses and stuff? Maybe it's a glasses thing as well. But you should definitely go to the docs about it, yeah. Hopefully you've got someone around you who can give you a push towards the doctors. I always take some persuasion. I'm terrible. Hey Lovro! I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Sushi! Okay, sushi of course, yeah. So sushi's your typical Japanese. Got ya. Yeah, and I guess like sashimi and stuff. In fact, I have been to a. I'm trying to think. There's like a decent size Japanese restaurant chain in the UK. I'm trying to think what it is. It's a nice restaurant though. It's not like a Waggers. Katsu curry, ramen. That's right. Yeah, my little brother loves a bit of ramen. I think the students love a bit of ramen nowadays. It's like the upgraded version of pot noodle. Hey Tobias, how you doing? Just got my eyes checked, or I'd consider that too. I was diagnosed with chronic migraines like a decade ago, but I feel have more headaches than migraines. Oh, that sounds pooey. Right. So I'm gonna try. Let's have a little think about this for a second. So Waterfall. The trouble with these waterfalls is they're like massively intense. I always try and think about these things sometimes. It's a bit over the top, but if you try and think about like just what physically would be happening, there'd have to be so much water up there for there to be a waterfall flowing really intensely down this. But what we could do is just kind of like hide a bunch of it in the rock. What's even going on there? Have I got that the wrong way around? See, that's like, it's so intense. There's so much water moving. Sashimi, but only because carbs make me crash. Yeah, I like Italian as well. I tend to eat a lot of pasta. Probably out of most meals. Could sort of 2 or 3 a week pasta. See, the problem with this, so I want to use it like that, but you get this bit at the top. Change that to rough water. Oh, no, can't do that. Can't do that, because I won't be able to put it back in again. I don't think you can switch it to be rough, can you? You have to take it out again. My hubby is Asian. I love his cooking. Japanese is so tasty. Oh, see, that helps. Definitely helps. I think the bottom half of it is probably going to have animals in it. Top half is just going to have like birds and things. It's just going to be implied. So I think what we'll do as we move down the river, well, this lake will probably have crocs in it, I would say. Maybe hippos. I guess we could do hippos. My boyfriend is Mexican, actually got me interested in Mexican foods. Used to not like it. I don't quite like Mexican. As I said though, you just don't get it that much in the UK. Right, so let's just... So what we need to do is basically just hide as much of that away as possible. Just have little bits of it sticking through. So that we can get the current and some of that movement, but not anywhere near as much as what's going on there. It's always just, I mean, most rock stuff is just build it up little by little. Yeah, see, that's not what I want. Like that. That's not what I want. So let's just put a little bit more on top. I don't want it splashing over the top of them. The other way to do it would just be with water jets, like I've done in Tigrido. In fact, I think I've used some of these in Tigrido as well in the stream. I feel like the closer you are to certain countries, the more of their food that you see. I know where I live, we're pretty much a melting pot. Yeah, you do get. I mean, you do get Mexican places, but just not. You don't tend to see, as I said, you don't tend to see like burrito chains and that sort of thing. Taco Bell. I remember when we first got a Taco Bell over here. People were like, Taco Bell, Taco Bell. It's like, Taco Bell is awful food. I think Taco Bell in this country, for some reason, and I don't really understand this either, but like, I don't really know where Nando's is from. I don't know if many other countries get Nando's. But controversial as it may be, I think Nando's is massively overrated. It's just chicken. It's like but it's almost like a canteen-y style thing. So you have to kind of serve yourself and stuff. It's not. It's like almost like halfway between. I'm trying to think of an American equivalent, but it's halfway between a Wagamama's and a Wimpy in my brain. So those are both English, so they won't mean much to half of you. Funny story, when my boyfriend first came to see me in America, he had Taco Bell. He posted about it and forgot that it was Mexican Independence Day. Gave him, I bet they did. Taco Bell is garbage. I've had Taco Bell in this, so I lived in America for a while, so oh, Chiquito's alright, isn't it? Yeah, that's a decent one. But that's a bit more like a kind of almost like giraffe. Have you ever had one of those, Lindsay? that is more like a kind of a bit more restaurant-y. But yeah, Taco Bell, it's like it's just poo. It's not good food. I mean, it's not. The thing is, I don't think it's supposed to be in America. It's supposed to just be fast food, isn't it? Basically, just like a Mackie D's. But for some reason, when it came here, everyone was like, "Oh my god!" People just suck up to the marketing, don't they? Just buy into the hype. Don't believe the hype. Right, so let's get some of the Savannah rock going in there as well, just to break up some of that. And we'll go back. We might probably tweak some of the colours on that as well, because it's all a bit too sandy. Yeah, maybe it's only a London thing. There's not loads of them. I'm trying to think of an equivalent. I guess it's probably there's like a bunch of restaurants that are all in like a Cafe Rouge sort of level of restaurant. It's not like a nice restaurant, but it's an all right one. There was a Taco Bell diet there here for a while, just like the Subway diet. I've always got. I think the only times I've ever had Taco Bell, I've always immediately had indigestion. Just been immediately. Something about a Burger King always gives me indigestion as well. I never get indigestion from a KFC or from a McDonald's, but yeah, Burger King for some reason always. Hey, Dangers Games. Dangers, my middle name. Subway legit makes me sick. I don't care for it all. I object to Subway mostly about the questions. I'm pretty sure I've had this before. I think I've said this before, one of my moans, but I don't want to have to. I just want a sandwich. I'm not an expert on sandwiches. Just choose what goes in it best. Choose what bread is best. I don't care. Just give me a sandwich. True. Pitsky, you've fair dues there. That's a fair point. When I was last in America, I made the mistake of ordering a large meal. Got a whole cow in a huge bun. Watch people try both in short videos, and Americans think English McDonald's is gross. Americans think English McDonald's is gross? Really? What's the difference? Do I remember a difference? I mean, gross not in. I mean, is there not a thing that's like the quantity? That if you order, I feel like I'm right in saying a small, or is it a large? Maybe it's a large. A large in the UK is the equivalent of a regular in the US. What are you working on this evening? Well, we're sort of working on this little river area, or this lake bit, and then we're going to be working on, I think, like a ferry terminal. Not quite sure what it's going to look like yet. But I'm just going to be working on this, getting this lake area blended in a bit more for now. American said there was zero flavour. Probably true, because we probably have more restrictions on the sugar. Not the sugar. Well, actually, they put sugar in everything, don't they? But in the salt content, quite strict. The EU laws quite strict on a lot of that sort of thing. You don't like McDonald's, Dennis? I don't know if I'd go so far as to say I like it, but would I have a burger now? Probably. Yeah, the 100% beef thing I think is the same anywhere, but I think it's the. Well, the thing is, they say 100% beef, but where'd you cut the beef from? Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they say all this. I vaguely remember working on an advertising campaign for McDonald's at some point. I think I was doing like an app where you could I think it was like just a concept thing they were doing for a little while. That was like you could trace the ingredients and stuff. Like you could look up where they'd sourced the particular things from. It was a big thing. Maybe it was not long after they did what was that documentary? Morgan Spurlock did that documentary, didn't he? That was about how addictive Mackie D's was for you. Their food is bad, yeah. How many parks have you got on the go at the moment? 2 main ones. Like this one's not. I mean, I guess it's getting bigger. So I've got two of my own, and then a community zoo, which I've done a few streams on. Well, a bunch of streams on. Which is still open to anyone to join, by the way, guys. It's still got spaces in there for anyone who wants to join that. Might make that. Maybe I'll make this kind of like a mud. Yeah, maybe we'll make this like a mud area. Mud flats. Alright, so we need to continue covering this because it's still crazy. Still crazy. And we can get rid of some of this as well. Like that. La, da, da. Might be why people in England were surprised about our fries because of the amount of salt on them. Yeah, Mackie D's fries are terrible in general. They're not good. Actually, no. Is it Mackie D's fries that are not good? I can't remember. Maybe it's KFC's fries that are terrible. Let's go a bit darker with this as well. Still a bit rough, still a bit too violent. That looks better though. I think maybe with some logs and things in there. Hey Noah Plays, how you doing? Yeah, elephant's in the background. Oh, what's going on there? Did I just abort halfway through that path? Looks like I did. What's going on there? Interesting. Yeah, that's changed loads, isn't it? That's way better than the last time or the first time I did it. How'd you go about joining? So yeah, just jump over into the Discord. And then there's a section in there. So you have to, there's like, the Discord's got like a little rules thing, and then you have to say you're interested in Planet Zoo, and then there's a section in there that just says community games. And then that you'll see it all in there. Or community events or something, I think it's called. I can't remember now. Someone will probably tag you in there as well. I haven't been to a zoo in probably close to 2 decades. I've been to some aquariums, but not a zoo. I'm missing some comments here, aren't I? What did you say? What I just missed about 3 months ago, I'd say. What was that in response to? I missed that one. Sorry, Nadine, I missed your... Lovely seeing you build an elephant habitat. So they think this is going to be hippos, but we're actually going to be working on a ferry area today. So we're just kind of working our way over that way. We've got to fill in some of these gaps. I guess this could actually be kind of mud, couldn't it? Oh, you asked how long it was since everyone went to the zoo. I haven't been in ages either. I was supposed to go to Chester Zoo, but got completely everything got shut and everything, so that went all a bit wrong. What's going on with this then? Okay. Slapdash, that's what's going on. Sloppy building. So this has not got a path under it anyway, so I'm not too worried. I guess I could probably get a path under that. Oh no, let's not do that because I'm about to smurf it all up. Yeah, let's just bring that rock round, I think. Yeah, I would like to go to Biodizer. I was looking at the zoo lates the other day, because that's the thing that they do. I don't know if they're doing it at the moment, but they used to do a thing at London Zoo that was like so you could go after hours. The idea being that it was a time that adults could go and there would be less people in the zoo, and it would just be no kids, and then there'd be like a bar and stuff. It's pretty cool. And they just I think you have like a vaguely you have like a slightly more restricted area in the zoo. So yeah, we'll make this like a mud. Maybe we'll make this like a muddy area. Yeah, I've done a few of those. We moved 6 months before Corona took over and everything was shut. and now we're waiting for better weather again. What's your local zoo then, Carrie? Yeah, the lates thing. It's really cool. So a lot of the London. I'm not sure if they've. Not sure if they're doing this now, but it used to be a. Yeah, as I say, it used to be a thing you could do in a lot of museums. So I did the best one I've ever done was the Natural History Museum, which is, I guess, like the London equivalent of the Smithsonian. No, that's not right. No, the Smithsonian is a different thing. Natural history. Well, everyone knows what natural history is, right? I don't need to explain what that is. And they did a late that was. So it was a much smaller area of the zoo, but they had the dinosaur. I think was I saying about this a little while ago? They had the dinosaur section open, but they had all the lights off, and they gave you torches. So, and there was it was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 200 or 300 people. Maybe there wasn't even that. Let's say 150 people in the museum. And yeah, so they gave you torches to go into the dinosaur section. All the lights were off. It was so fun. It was absolutely wicked. So just like, yeah, you head off by yourself with your mates, go wandering around the zoo, around the museum, and there was like a bar and everything. So yeah, everybody had a few drinks and whatnot. It was so much fun. And then the night ended with like a silent disco sort of thing in the main area under this is post Dippy, so any English people in the zoo will know, what was wrong with me? Anyway, English people in the chat will know the Natural History Museum in London had a huge, great big Diplodocus skeleton in the foyer for years, and you walked underneath it. Basically, you kind of walked underneath it to get into the zoo. And now, oh my god, what is wrong with my brain? Museum. And now it's a blue whale skeleton, huge, great big blue whale skeleton, sort of suspended up in the ceiling. Dippy is still on tour, right? Is he? What's he doing? He's on tour. What, like the Rolling Stones? Maybe he is. Yeah, maybe you're right. Is it like when people send pictures of like they take their gnome on holiday? They were like postcards. Is it like that, Dippy? I need to fix that. There we go. Thought fire was involved. No. Sorry. Flashlight. Yes, we do use both versions of torch. Because we're contrary. Because we're contrary and confusing as a peoples. So we use both because we can and we want to. You can't stop us. But yeah, I did a late at London Zoo ages ago. And that was only like, so they sell tickets for it, so you can't, it's not a free thing. You don't just turn up and you can do it. So they restrict the numbers quite significantly. And that again was like, you do a little bit of a tour of the zoo. Most of the zoo is closed. And then you have they did like a meet the animals thing. They brought out some stuff. can't really remember what it was now, to be honest, but they brought out some stuff. And there was a bar set up right by the apes, right by the ape enclosure, which is really cool. Taves is cool. Thank you, Noah. You're cool as well. My boyfriend mentions it all the time, how we're specific of our worlds, but they're spelled out clearly. My boyfriend mentions it all the time, how we're specific of our words, but they're spelled out clearly, like the handbag. Explain. But when I ask him, well, for something they use like one word for 20 things. Sorry, so you said your boyfriend's Japanese. Were you the person that said your boyfriend was Japanese? Germans have that as well, don't they? Germans have like, well, I think in Europe they're kind of quite famous for having words for like single words for things that are quite like we wouldn't have a single word for it, but also quite long words for things. Maybe that's not true, but quite convoluted concoctions of words. Oh, he's Mexican, right? I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my peeps. Was it Carrie that said? Maybe it was Carrie. I think so. He's out at different museums for a few months at a time. That seems like a massive logistical nightmare. Surely. How does he travel? How do they get him there? It seems completely impractical. I guess this just carries on down. Trim. It was Carrie with a Japanese hubby. Gotcha. Do 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 do. Hello, Monsieur Tovs. Why are you suddenly come in all Lumiere? Come over all Lumiere. Be our guest. Has anyone watched any Christmas films yet? Is it too early? Life is so unnerving for a servant who is not serving. Yes, we do. The German language has actually an insane amount of words that you can't directly translate. You have to describe to understand what it means. Yeah, that's French for Mister. It's true. Don't have many French words in my vocab, but that's one. Thanks to cartoons, most likely. It's too early. I guess it's only the 8th. But it sometimes makes me go insane. I want to say something in English and I can't because there is no word for this in English. Can you give us an example? So I know there's the one that's kind of famous, which is I'm going to say it wrong, but it's the taking pleasures in the suffering of others. What's that one? That's one, isn't it? Is it like Schadenfreude or something like that? You like Home Alone? Home Alone's a good Christmassy one. Apart from the massively obvious case of child neglect. The Wet Bandits. trying to think. I'm not going to pronounce it properly. Like Schadenfreude or something like that. Ba, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Can you phonetically shout? I feel like Nadine is probably writing. There we go. When that happens, you can kind of always tell. Sometimes I can almost like I can hear the keys tapping. There's a few of you. I kind of started to learn that I can almost feel the keys tapping away. That there's a message coming. Billy's a good one for that as well. Can you phonetically sound this out for me, Nadine? Attempt in your best phonetic typing to write out how I would say this word. Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude. That's what I'm at so far. You had to use the mic. Oh, you just said it and it typed it out for you. Nice, good work. Never think to do that. Do 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 do. I'm looking forward to seeing how she's going to manage to try and type this out. If she's going to attempt. This isn't going to work, is it? This is going to be no better. Hold on then. Schadenfreude. I don't think I've done a better job than I did it. So it's not Schadenfreude, it's Schadenfreude. I'm Dutch living in Scotland. Hubby's from Singapore living in Scotland, and my little boy, who looks like me, speaks English and Dutch. That is cool. I quite like that. I think that's pretty cool. That's the thing that people say, isn't it? That if you have parents that try and mix it up when if you've got mixed parents or mixed native language speaking parents, that if they try and kind of mix it up, it can really help with the language development, and that you get. And I think I'm right in saying that there's something as well about once you've learned one second language fluently, that it's kind of easier to make that a thing that you can apply. Is that looking like anything? I guess once we've put all the vegetation and stuff in, it'll be all right. Got me set up on your Discord, Toves. I'm out of it when it comes to that stuff. Still learning what Discord is. No worries, dudes. Yeah, it's pretty chill in there. It's pretty quiet, to be honest. Most of the time it's pretty quiet, but I don't really mind. I think it's all yeah, people just kind of dip in and out when they want, which is kind of nice. I quite like it. Found something my friend from Finland sent a video on a Finnish conversation translator. Says, do you know where I could post it on Discord? It's crazy. Yeah, bang it on the just in general chat. I probably won't play it because obviously I don't know what it's in it, so, but I'll definitely look at it after. Right, so let's get some tree in here of some sort. I'll need to fix that as well first. I mean, the Discord is it's quite useful for keeping track of what I'm doing and stuff, if not anything else. But it's nice to be able to. I like having it as a place that everybody can kind of chat and get to know each other. It's quite nice. I suppose I'm probably quite active in there as well. I'm not super active, but you have such words in Dutch too. Words you can't directly translate. For example, gezelig. So are you fluent in Dutch, Nadine, as well? Use it so many different ways in Dutch, but not the same in English. Post a picture of your dog. There's a pet pics section. There's always dog pics. Dog pics always welcome. Cat pics not so much. No, cat pics are fine as well. Any pet. Stick them in there. Right, so what have I used? Am I using the marula tree again? I guess so. I just like it. I just like it. We'll just get rid of some of that kind of hard edge there, which you always get when you kind of push stuff through the mud. You get that hard edge. See that kind of weird edge that, see, as I move away, it kind of does that little glitchy thing. It kind of annoys me, so just try and soften some of that off. It was on TikTok, which is alien to me, so I don't know how she got the video to play on Discord without having to open TikTok, but still it's surprising. Yeah, I've never been on TikTok. I'm too old. That's all the kids are at. So if you ask me if I'm fluent in Dutch, I live in Belgium, you know this. I know that. Yeah, I know that. Of course I am fluent in Dutch. Yeah, I guess you kind of have to be, don't you? Well, could you live in a bit of Belgium that was German speaking? Or is that not a thing? Fluent in Dutch and German and English. I'd love to learn even more languages. I'd love to learn more languages, but I'm lazy because I'm English. I'm a lazy ass. Did we do reads? We did do reads. Okay, cool. Wish these were smaller. Oh. That's my first time that I've pressed some prehistoric kingdom keys in Planet Zoo. I was pressing the wrong key there. This is the trouble. I cannot. My brain is not have the capacity to have two sets of keys. They must be the same. They have to be unified. Otherwise, I will not play. I will not be able to play either game. Because my poor brain will just be like pressing all the damn keys all the time. So if you could choose a language, this is a question for everybody. If you could choose a language, so let's say it's like the Matrix when Neo does that bit where he's just like, I want to be a helicopter pilot, and he just gets the helicopter pilot thing. There's another one of those pain in the arse things back. Yeah, what would you choose your language to be? What would you just have if you could learn any language instantly? You download it, don't have to put any effort in. You just get one. What would it be? And why? Discuss. Sorry, Miss P, that's my fault. I guess I have to mute the stream and be responsible. Bleh. Oh, man. Can't remember that I moved here like nearly 10 years ago and did not speak a word English. Just smiled and waved, but struggled to find my words. Oh, bless. I mean, that's what most English people do abroad anyway. We just point. We just point and loudly speak. I think the other person will understand us. Speak a bit louder. Just turn your volume up. That helps people understand you. You'd learn Spanish, would you, Pitsky? I'd quite like Spanish. I had an intention at some point, which seems to have gone a little bit awry, but that I would... My next kind of major travel thing would be in South America. So I was quite keen to see if I could learn some Spanish before I did that. Or some Portuguese. Japanese. Yeah, actually that's probably a good shout, isn't it? Because they say that Japanese or Chinese... Exactly, yeah, Miss Palindrome's just said it. Anything that's that... Russian's a good one as well. Anything that's that far away from English, or at least even from our alphabet, would be good to have. Oh, I literally had it right already typed. Let's just type that in a second. I think I can have the... Yeah, coastal mangrove. Do a bit of that, do a bit of that, do a bit of this, do a bit of that. Alright, let's go back to this now. What's the... Is it... Perch? This doesn't really make sense. In the Discord, are you? I see ya. Yeah, I see all you new peeps in there. He already worked on Spanish and Russian, so probably Japanese. Anime without subtitles. Have you heard you ask that I was doing something in my room before muting? Nice. It's always a bit huge, this. I always feel like it's a bit massive. I guess if you kind of... Nah, don't want it. So I'm trying to make something, I think this is what I was trying to do, make something that looks like a block, which is why all that water's doing that. And that also gives you the chance to hide the last little bit of glass. See, that kind of now makes a little bit more sense why there's all that splashing. Still needs some bits doing to it though. La da 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 do 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 do. Guess we could have some lilies and stuff in here as well, couldn't we? I think that's the thing you can have in the Africa biome. Sorry, in the Africa continent. Grassland. Can you not have lilies? Maybe not in the grassland. Could have sworn you could have something. Oh, that could be quite handy as well. Stick that in there. Bit of that, gubbins. Not too much. Not too much, Toves. Better. Is it temperate? Cheese and crackers an Xmas thing? Yeah. I think everything is a Christmas thing, isn't it? Food-wise, anything you possibly want. That was always the rules in my house. Was always just like anything you wanted, shove it down you. Lilies are temperate, yeah, maybe. You got a cheese board today, did you, Lindsay? I hope you got a packet of Jacob's crackers. You need the Jacob's crackers in your life. Ritz biscuits. Depends how posh you are, really. Never all that keen on the weeping willows. I like a weeping willow in real life, but I just feel like the colours are a bit saturated in the game. So I know this is supposed to be an underwater thing, but I think it's working pretty well as just some coverage. An anytime treat. Just watch Toes makes me hungry. 20 cheese and crackers. Nice. Did you not have just chocolate as well? I didn't hear you offer chocolate. Someone had chocolate and didn't offer to share. I feel this is unreasonable behaviour. It's a rule of my chat. You must always feed the streamer chocolates. It's a prerequisite. Okay, that's good, yeah. And crisps. Nadine's usually got a snack on the go as well. Box of Jacob's mini crackers, not just cream crackers. Good work. Yeah. My mum always used to get a box of crackers. I never used to get eaten. Can Can I be bothered with that side? I think we'll leave that side for now. Feels like it needs something more. I don't want to just whack a rock in the middle though. How deep is it? Kind of deep. Yeah, maybe we might come back to that at some point in the future, but I think that's alright for now. Right, this little fence line needs to be continued. No, no, no. No, no, no. Just looking at the community zoo, the pictures are great. I've made the same exact entrance before. Nice. Yeah, it's the Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle, I think it is, if I remember rightly. That's basically done. I think I've pretty much done with the building now, if I remember rightly. We streamed it. Well, did I stream that last week, guys? I can't remember. Or was it the week before? But yeah, so the system is pretty much if you grab the file, just make sure you let everyone know you're checking it out. That's the system that we're using. I was considering doing some of that today, but I think we did actually. We did Zimba 2 weeks ago, so that's why I'm back in this one today. As I said, I've been working on Tigridoo all day. I'm actually going to say that I think what I've done in Tigridoo for this next episode, is probably the best thing I've made in the game. It looks pretty cool, if I say so myself. Anything that I hear in our house is, "Mum, I'm hungry," all day, every day. Can't wait for a new episode of Tigridoo. Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit betwixt in between at the moment as to when I'm gonna put it out. That's my only thing. Do I want to just cover that over maybe? I'll just cover that end. It's not totally finished yet. Yeah, that's better. But it's always a bit tricky in like close proximity to a DLC. It's always a little bit of a pain to release something that isn't about the DLC. Have you nearly finished the build? What, in Tigridoo? Yeah. I mean, nothing's ever finished in my world, to be fair, but as finished as I'm gonna go with it, I think. It's the second half of the Japanese macaque episode. It's the second, of the Japanese macaque habitat. It's basically about twice the size that it was before. Right, so let's work out what we're doing here then. So let's pick something we want to kind of keep it. So it could be. It needs to be more dressy than this. This is obviously backstagey. Yeah, I can't. I think so. I think so, Dangers. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna. I'm sort. What I'm deciding at the moment is whether I'm gonna do an episode that comes out before the DLC, and then do an episode that's DLC. Like adding like the badger or something, because I think the badger would fit pretty well in there. It's the right sort of. So like Tigwardoo's never going to have like elephants and lions and stuff. It's just not. It doesn't make sense for that sort of size. But a badger, I think, would work pretty well. Badger. Do you play other modes of Planet Zoo? Did you get the achievements? I played the very first stuff that I had out on my channel for Planet Zoo was in fact we could reuse the dock. We could reuse this. It's not very guesty though, is it? No, it doesn't really work. The very first stuff I had on my channel was for Planet Zoo was all franchise, but it just became a bit of a pain because of the weather, for one thing. What am I looking for here? This might be actually a bit of a nuisance. If I went with timber as like a deck, I'd have to bring. Thing is, we don't know what this is going to look like, so I need to just build a building, don't I? Or build get some sort of structure going. I think it's got to be wood. It's not supposed to look like an old run-down zoo, Zimba. It's supposed to feel like it's supposed to have some rough edges, but it is supposed to be that it's kind of like a modern thing, because that's not something that I've seen people do before when they've done these. They've done kind of dilapidated looking places. So what do we want this to look like? So I was using hang on, I have got a build set somewhere, haven't I? Where has that gone? Over here. But yeah, so just to go back to that point, so yeah, I played franchise for a while. I got kind of bored of it. But also just I got better as the game at the game, and so didn't really like anything that I'd done previously. Yeah, I did actually quite like this style. I wonder if we can do something with this now. As an idea. What's going on in there? It's got rocks chilling. That's like the before and after. This is the previous version of the elephant habitat, and this is the one we've fixed. I've never been very good at going back to stuff and like completely restarting it. I did. There was a brief attempt to do that with my old franchise zoo. And I did a few streams of it, and I did a few videos of it, and just struggled to really find the motivation to do it. Because it was pretty much just like everything, I was redoing everything. Are you adding a boat ride? Well, we're kind of preparing for the ferries, so I'm not sure if I'm adding a boat ride or if it's just going to be like a bit. I'll tell you what, actually, I think we're going to make this stone. So we are actually going to use that mud texture still. I think it's probably a prop, but so it either ends up being I decided that either way I was going to do it. So if it's a prop, then we just do it. You know, it just is for show. That we just imply that there's a ferry ride, which I think you could probably quite easily do. You just have one here, or like two here, and then you have one kind of hanging out up there, and maybe you have alongside it you have some little boat rides. I'm not massively keen on the rides in general. I think they're just a bit of a pain. But we shall see. Yeah, Thrive was saying that earlier. You're probably right. Because it wasn't mentioned in the free update or anything, was it? It was all... They didn't say anything about that in there. So I want to keep this all nice and close to the ground so I can get a path in. Which if it ends up being implied, it doesn't really matter. Let's have a look at the boat ride a sec. I just think the boats are a bit naff. Excuse me. I mean, maybe we make it a thing. It's something I've never really done much with before. The actual boats don't look that bad, do they? They look alright. Right, so I'm a bit rubbish with these things. I can't remember how they work. I'm trying to remember how you make the... Yeah, that's not the one. It's good, but it's not the one. That's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to make the station larger. So I can't remember how you do this now. Delete. Get rid of you. I've lost my mouse cursor. Where's my mouse cursor gone? There it is. There we go. Actually, we want it like there, don't we? Do we? It's just... I don't want it below the line. Let's get it actually just in line with that. Right, so does anyone remember how you do this, guys? How do you make the platform longer again? Does it not need it on this one? There needs to be a circuit, doesn't it? So that's... Oh, I've just done it again. Oh, and it's taken away half my terrain. Fantastic. No, it hasn't. What am I talking about? Add the ride, and then you can add station sections like track. How does one do that? So we're doing exit left. Is that one? Did I just do something? Oh god, that's getting so annoying now. Bugger off. Sorry about the bots, guys. Annoying. That's track. So it's like, sounds like it's doing something, but it's not doing nothing. Oh. How do I not know how to do this? This is terrible. Station. Huh. I'm missing something. I've done this before, so I don't quite know why I'm being such an idiot. Oh, here, this looks promising. Yay! Okay, so I need to be like that length. And then I should be able to just move that along now. Move along. Move. Suddenly forgot I had to play Planet Zoo there for a minute. Jeez. 2,000 hours in. Christ alive. Okay. That isn't down, is it? No. Basically lost music, haven't we? Should we switch the music? Let's go for some smooth house. This gets to that stage, it gets to the speaker music in that playlist and just gets really quiet. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about in Prehistoric Kingdom the other day, yesterday, that you still get the ghosted version of the thing that you're building on. In Planet Zoo, you can still see it. As soon as it's selected. That's what I was struggling with in Prehistoric Kingdom, is that you couldn't see it. It was just disappeared. It was gone. Actually, so this should come out. It's a shame you have to have that one. Do you have to have that side as well? It's a bit of a poo, isn't it? Because I've put it as left and left. But I've got this as well. There's no way of getting rid of that, is there? Don't think there is. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's the point in having this platform here? Do, 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 do. It looks like it's kind of rusty. Yeah, you can change the way they come in and off it, but it doesn't seem to remove this platform. So I've got it coming off. Oh, unless that is... No, that surely is the left side. So it doesn't remove it. So I've got them both coming on the left and leaving on the left. But it doesn't actually make any difference to whether it shows those both or not. Just trying to decide if this is what I'm doing with this. Yeah. Now, I built for Seal Beach some things that were like floats. Can I remember what they're called? They were the things that you used to stop boats bashing against the side of the dock. I guess these have got the tyres on them. Cannot remember what they're called though. Although caps like pressed for some reason as well. It's not what we want. In fact, let's go concrete on the top, maybe. Oh, I forgot it. I forgot about these. Every time I use these stations, they're a pain. You should click them all the time. One of those things that insist on being clicked when you don't want them to be, clicking them. Bugger. Oh, this is going to be annoying. This is going to be really annoying. I want to be inside the grid. Oh, I guess I can. It's not the same grid anymore, though. Yeah, you pain. This is annoying. This is annoyingly fiddly. All because I can't click on that piece. I cannot. Oh! I got it. I got it. I got it. Cool beans. That coaster is always someone on the ride to control it. When I last played it, I not just see that here. Yeah, they didn't do any of that stuff in Planet Zoo. It's a real shame because I always felt that was really cool. I always thought that looked really cool in Coaster. There's loads more staff. Oh, hang on, guys, I've got to sneeze a sec. it's a sneaker. Keep getting that recently. Like sneaky sneezes that don't actually materialise. Right, so how do I... This has to be a circuit, doesn't it? You can't just have it... I'm trying to remember how this works. I've not done this in so long. Can it be that it just comes in? It doesn't have to come in from the back. Game control is much better, is it? What makes you say that then? Right, I just want to test to see, can I just have it go backwards and forwards? Can I just have it like shuttle? Or has it got to go round in a loop? No, it's got to go round in a loop, isn't it? Because they stay on that track. Yeah. So how are you ever supposed to end up using this platform? How is that ever supposed to make sense? So it has to come out. It has to come out around there, right? So how do I ever get this? How do I ever end up using this? So I can't build across. I can't have anything come from that side. So this just has to sort of sit like that. I mean, we can make it look like the other one, but it's a bit of a poo. I just kind of want them to go backwards and forwards, but I don't think they will. Customize ride. Yeah, but you'd never be able to get to it. You'd never be able to get over to it. Because you couldn't have a little bridge over or anything, because that boat will just come steaming through. Or the other way. It goes the other way, doesn't it? It's going that way. Kind of just don't want it. Just want it to not be there. Just have it come over from one side. I don't think I'm doing this wrong. To say, I don't think I've ever used this riverboat ride. I know some of the rides have got that they say... I think they say loop or shuttle here. So does that mean I've only got two? Yeah, it does. I can only have two boats on the go at the same time. Ew, that's a bit poo, isn't it? It's like a train track, yeah. Oh well. So let's just get it looped. So what's the ones that what I've got? It's got shuttle on it then. Where am I thinking I've seen that setting? Is that on the monorail? The monorail just can go backwards and forwards. I feel like something's got that option, shuttle or... Oh, so if I put another one at the other end, will they just go? They'll just go backwards and forwards, will they? Let's do that then. So let's just whack one of these down for a sec. Oh, that was easier. Oh, he says. So does that mean they'll just go? Still got that one on that side. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. Can't have it there. Can't have it there, you wazzock. You gotta have a path to it. We'll have to watch this later. I was looking for a video like this for my Amazon ride. Someone's got to take a... Oh, good luck. Cheers, JB. There is nothing to see. There will be... Not go on. Oh, your reward is playing Planet Zoo tonight. Nice. Hope it goes well, dude. That's gonna delete the whole thing, isn't it? Yeah. Go. Delete. Edit track. Okay, so we need to have some more track. It's just that we'll just whack it over here for now, so we can put a path to it. Just temporary, like. Right. Get rid of that last bit there. So that's going to be left and left again. Oh, really? So they can just come from the land. They can just come from... They're just the land boats. Okay. So let's just do this then. Quite sure which one I'm... Station 11. That's this guy. Okay. Yeah, hovercraft. What was that? Which James Bond was that in? I suppose there's a few of those, isn't there? But it's one of the... There's a Roger Moore one, isn't there, with a white... Oh, actually, maybe it's Timothy Dalton. That's a nice big wide path, isn't it? Thanks, game. I feel like we're going to have this as well. There's going to be no way of avoiding those annoying curbs. Is that cause... Why would that be? Is it because I've got... It's slightly too high? Is it just because the game hates me? I don't want the curbs there, game. No curbs, please. Oh, it's an option, is it? In the ride? I don't have curbs on in the paths, otherwise you'd be able to see them here. It's forcing that. It's forcing it. It's not a choice that I'm doing. So look, all of them off. Yeah. That's even worse. No, game, why did you do it? Why'd you do it, game? Please, no curbs. I wish we had an option that just was no curbs or elevated paths. Like, just give it to us. There's so many times you run into this where you have to accommodate your way around the curb, the fact that it's forcing you to have curbs there. Like, I can't be any more precise with my mouse movement. I'm trying to move my mouse the tiniest little movements. Just the teeny. No, that wasn't tiniest movements. Hasta luego. Good luck on your test. I cannot. Maybe I've never used these for this reason. Maybe this is the reason. Stuff like that makes my brain hurt. I can't. So I'd have to do a whole great big elaborate concoction of things now just to deal with that. Oh well, we're just testing. We're just testing to see how it works anyway, because I can't remember. Oh, it's open. Da, 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 da. There's no guests in the zoo, so I don't know what you're making a big fanfare about, my friend. I'll be standing there for a while. I'm not gonna be able to. They're probably not gonna be able to join this one, are they? Station, place. Oh! So it's going wrong. Live and let die. Yeah, of course it was. Didn't Timothy Dalton have a drivable car underwater as well? Did he not have a the is that Live and Let Die, the submarine one? Oh, gold. It's like a white. It's like a Lamborghini or something, isn't it? License to Kill. Yeah, is that right? He's got a white. I just can remember or it's like a Lotus or something. The headlights pop up from the front, don't they? They like fold up. So that's not going to work anyway, because it's got to come out forwards. So yeah, it doesn't look like I have the option to turn it into one that just goes backwards and forwards. That's what I want. I don't want it to be a loop. I just want it to go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Okay. Right, well, at least we learned something. We learned that they're a pain. That's what we learned. I don't understand why it's doing that. Like this. Excuse me. This is slightly raised up for some reason, but I cannot make it exactly where I want it to be. The Spy Who Loved Me, it was a Lotus submarine. There you go. So who's in that? That's Roger Moore, isn't it? That's the one I'm thinking of. It's white. I feel like I had that as a kid as well. I think that was one of my cars. Used to love a car. I used to be one of those little kids that drove their cars everywhere. You know, the little like just driving along the sofa edge. There was Roger Moore, was it? James Bond films are defined by their theme tunes for me. Very true. Who sings License to Kill? Got a license to kill. Is it It's not a Shirley Bassey, is it? I think Shirley Bassey is the only one who did more than one. Let's see if we can move that entrance then. How do you do this again? Is this right? This doesn't feel right. Edit track is wrong. Edit station. How do I get rid of that? Go back. Oh, here we go. So it could come all the way down here. Gladys Knight? No. License to Kill? That's not right. Gladys Knight? Am I mixing up? Oh, I'm thinking of Beverly Knight. Gladys Knight. Why did I... Gladys Knight and the Pips. Is that right? Beverly Knight isn't... Yeah, I was thinking of Beverly Knight. I was like, she's never done one. Yeah, Gladys Knight, that sounds right. Gladys Knight, that sounds right. I'm a poet and don't even know it. Have I fixed it somehow? Oh, that's the entrance, isn't it? That's why it's not working like that. No, it's the same. Okay. So I think we're going to put our building, some sort of building here. Oh, actually, so it should be that the tickets, the entrance is on the other side. Gladys Knight. Yeah, Live and Let Die is definitely. What's the License to Kill? License to Kill. Live and Let Die is obviously the Wings one. The Spy Who Loved Me. I can't think of how The Spy Who Loved Me goes. Oh god, I'm an idiot. I've done the same bloody thing again. So it's that button. Place entrance. So the entrance pretty much needs to go where the exit is. Okay, good. Place entrance. So if we put a building kind of here. Let's see if we're blocking any sight lines. I don't think we are. No, because it'll be kind of tucked in over there. Cool. Carly Simon. Yeah, I can't think. Sing it for me, Lindsay. I can't. Sing it for me, and I might get it. I can't think of how it goes. Some of them are rubbish, though, aren't they? There's quite a few that are crap. I haven't seen the new one actually. I haven't seen the last of the Daniel Craigs. He's done well, old Daniel Craig, though, hasn't he? Because I think he's definitely. I think most of his films, I would say, he's done well. He's been a good custodian. Oh, is that... Hang on, that's Spy Who Loved Me, is it? Yeah. Nobody does it better. That's the one. How's the Spy Who Loved Me bit come into it, though? The Spy Who Loved Me. That's it, yeah. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Well done. It's going to be in my head now. It's a shame we can't play these things. Time to decorate for the living room for the birthday boy for tomorrow. Birthday in December. Nice. Thank you for hanging out, Carrie. Much appreciated. Hope we didn't drive you away with my singing. Was that written for that? That must have been written for that film. Because that's quite a deep. That's quite a like a. I feel like that's the song that gets played on the radio occasionally. Love your singing voice. Thank you. Cheers. Drop it in the disc. Yeah. We're definitely gonna have to have that after the stream. Maybe there's a Bond theme tune montage on YouTube. There's got to be, right? Top 10 Bond theme tunes. Defo. So I don't yet have a picture of what this is going to look like in my head. I've got a picture that's kind of like a little bit too tatty. I keep getting something that looks like that. Yeah, because I did this here. I used that styly. This doesn't really feel like it fits at all to this zoo, but it's got to stay. I don't really have any other buildings other than the entrance. Let's just experiment a little, see what we come up with. Right, so let's go with a... thank you, lady, in my ear. Let's go with a concrete base. Yeah, blame the wine. Don't blame me. I mean, I guess it could be corrugated. I could make it work with corrugated. Doesn't need to be huge though, does it? Doesn't need to be huge. So I've just been wrestling today with that fun thing that we got in Planet Zoo, that's like the fact that animals that can climb through something. So the monkeys, my macaques, just climbing through the side of the building. That's annoying as hell. Is that you saying goodnight, Dennis? Or are you saying goodnight to Carrie? I think maybe you're saying goodnight to Carrie. Maybe we could pick up the green actually. It was the green from the this green. It's too dark on that. Must to be a bit kind of. That's better. Yeah, maybe just something that just looks like a barn, kind of barn style building. Is it flashing like that? It's annoying. Why is that? Why is this grid flashing so much? Doesn't usually do that. Oh. So I don't want it to look. I never wanted it to look like it was, you know, like trying to look like a kind of traditional, yeah, like mud huts and all that sort of thing. I think that's just, it's a bit naff. Quite sure what I'm looking for now. Painted brick, is that what I'm after? No. I never remember what this one's called. Not that one. I don't use it very often. It's the grey stone. Is it this set? Is it just stone? Is that all it was? That could work. It's not paintable, is it, that one? No. Cheers, Pitsky. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Yeah, probably only be playing for another little bit anyway, 10 minutes or something. Got a lot of streams this week and a lot of videos to get done, so I'm trying to keep the streams a little bit shorter. Alright, so let's put that to one side. Problem with using something like a building piece, like a stone set, is that you're then forced to use a 4x4 width for everything. Like you can never use, if you want to do a half section, for example, you can't because you don't have that. Because they're always going to be forcing you to use that size. It's a bit of a pain. It just ends up being everything becomes easy to end up just looking completely square boxy. Okay, so let's do. We'll just do like it's kind of framed. Just trying to eyeball that now because it's not quite. Needs something more, doesn't it? It's looking a bit poo. I think that'll be alright. I think that'll be okay. Right, so let's just put that over there. Swap that out with that one. That one doesn't need to. You don't need to be there anymore. Quite sure why that grid is flashing so much. It's very annoying. Tell you what we might actually do is we might have so it's plastered inside. So it looks like it's kind of oldie-fashioned outside, but it's not. Right, so if I make myself a little corner. I forget that I've already got the grid on this, haven't I? Because I'm using the block. Yeah, that makes it a bit more of a pain. Do not understand why it's doing that flashing. It's hard to blow. Yeah, so this is why I end up not using the grid pieces all the time, because you just get way more control. I mean, I guess I could use my block set. Let's see what I've got in my block set. Let's just go back to that. I know that's a pain, but I'll get rid of those. So I made ages ago, I made a set. I've used some of this. Is it this one? So yeah, I've used that a bunch in Tigwado, but there's actually another one which has got a bunch more in it, which I've never put on the workshop. I wonder if any of these I can... These were all just experiments. It's kind of weird. That's obviously what I ended up using in Tigwado. I wonder if that's actually doable. What is that? That's font pieces, isn't it? Can we ever make that look like it's not quite so sharp looking? Yeah, they're always going to be shiny, aren't they? Texture's always going to be shiny. That one I don't mind, but it's not very practical. It's not at all practical. That one would work well as like a retaining wall. That would work all right. I don't know what I was doing with that one. That's nothing. No, that is that one. See, that's the one I've used a bunch, and that still seems like it's the best option, but I can't think of anything else that's come along since I did this that is a better set. Let's have a little look. Sometimes it's useful to have just a little, like a little sort of palette thing. Obsessed with it. I hope I hid the right person there. I think I've just hid someone. I hope I didn't hide. I might have just done something wrong. Oh no, I did it. No, you... Yeah, no, I did it. Okay, cool. Good. I thought I'd hidden... Suddenly thought I'd hidden you, Lindsay. Thought I'd put you in timeout. What's the bottom of that look like? So again, that's not super practical either. You could definitely make a block set out of that. It's not really practical though, because you end up with a great big massive thick wall. That would actually work quite well as a brick. Because it's got that nice sort of beveled edge to it as well. It's not practical though, because it's, compare it to my dude, it's huge. My dude. I feel like I've tried to use this a bunch of times. Yeah, that's what I think has just happened to me. That I tried to hide that bot and then it moved. Oh, actually, do you know what? I wonder if, because they've now changed the concrete, can you actually just use these? So these used to not work because they were so white. Like, I use these for a bunch of things, but as a block set they don't really work. But that could be usable. So if we just change the colour of this, that's potential, some potential there. You're still looking at a reasonably thick wall. Actually, that's not too bad, is it? Like, compared to him, it's way better than that. Okay, so I might just make these guys. This is probably not the most compelling of viewing, but it's a little bit of so this is like custom wall kind of 101 basically. So get yourself something that's on the grid, So a mud pillar. Let's get rid of those for a sec because I'm gonna need to make sure it's straight. This is how I always do this anyway. It's probably not the most efficient way of doing it, but and then get yourself a 4x4. Doesn't matter what it is for now. Because we're gonna. In fact, I'll let's get a plaster piece. An off-grid plaster piece would be better. And I'm using this. I'm using the snaps here so that I can make sure it stays on the grid. He says, and it's aligned with that mud pillar. So I know that that is definitely going to be right. It's going to be lined up properly. I'm using the off-grid one because eventually I want to delete this pillar and have an option to move this however I want it to. That plaster is just going to be my grouting effectively. So now I'm going back into that group and back to my trim pieces. And I'm going to start making my bricks. And the sort of thing like this where I'm just trying to square the brick off. It's obviously key to get that first brick right because you're going to use that a bajillion times. And you can already see because I've overlapped it, I want to fix that Z fighting because not too bad on that scale, but once I put it over hundreds and hundreds of bricks, the whole building will look like it's moving all the time. So one done. Push that back in. So that's effectively our brick. Yeah, I think this would be quite cool. I think this is actually smaller than the... Maybe this is about the same as the ones I've used in Tigrido. So I always try and get a little bit of space around it. Because you can still click on the plaster. It doesn't matter how deep you're getting them in, as long as you're getting them all kind of roughly lined up. And it's quite nice to have some inaccuracies in these sorts of things as well. So it doesn't matter too much if you're not perfectly spacing these out, because brick buildings aren't perfectly spaced. They always end up with some little eccentricities and things. So we'll do that for now. The tricky bit is, so why I used the block set that I used in Tigrido was that I made that set, so I used this basically all the time in Tigrido. Show you this one. So I used it like that. So that actually there's not much size difference, to be fair. But the advantage of having a square one is that you can obviously make a half brick or you can make a double brick. So when you come to an end of a row, you can have it like that, for example. Whereas these won't work like that as well. But all we need to do now is select everything, deselect those, drag that up, get the spacing roughly right again, and then just offset it. Now, before I continue on to the next row, I'm just going to grab a few of these and just give them just a little bit of a make a few stick out. In fact, actually don't do that yet. Forget that. Let's just make out our wall first. So like these things look like, I mean this isn't taking very long at all, but it looks like a, and it's obviously high in piece count. But they do just make your, kind of just make your buildings look more interesting, I think, if you're custom pieces. And once I remove that, oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Once I remove that mud pillar, like I've got complete flexibility to make this wall as wide or as small as I want it. So that's obviously a 4x4. So we would just then, this is definitely fiddly with these ones because I've got to click both of those. Oh, I did actually have it clicked. Let's just do it like this. So I just want to get a few randos. Don't go too far, but just shift the colour a little bit. Now I've got to select all the others. So this is fiddly, but things once you've done it once, you've basically, you know, you've got a whole you've got a whole new set of build pieces to use. That one seems to actually be right. Weird. So let's get rid of those for a second. So let's do this. Cool. And we got to do that all over again. So I usually have just like a base colour and then I put a darker colour and then a lighter colour, and sometimes I do that more than once, but I'm not going to bother with these. So this is just basically just trying to make it look like there's, you know, discolorations in the brick and whatever, just something to give it a bit more variety. That's probably a little bit too far. There we go. Get rid of those. And you can kind of get that randomness as well by moving them. So if I just grab a few of them. Oh, this is a pain. Deselected. Just pull a few of them out a little bit, push a few of them in a bit. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Right then, so if we want to, we can move the plaster piece a bit further forwards. I think we'll change the colour of that as well. Maybe let's even go not quite as yellowy as that. Yeah. So that could be a thing. We could definitely do a whole bunch of gubbins with that. So all I'd have to do on the other side is grab the plaster again. Just put it. Yeah, so that would be my first 531 pieces. But hey ho, who cares? Who cares? The tricky bit is obviously getting them to join. So that takes some fiddling because you have to get what I usually end up doing. I mean, the easiest way to do it is just to put something down the middle. Just to put like a beam or something in the middle, but that is a bit cheaty. The better way to do it is actually just to patiently adjust all the lines so that when you pull them together, they stitch together properly. Which you can kind of see how I would do that, but it's a slightly tedious process. More so than what we just did. But yeah, so we'll definitely build something next time. Next time we play Zimba, we'll build something out of those. Well, maybe off stream I'll finish off a full set. So it will look like you know, like that basically. So there's a whole build set. So I use that all the time in multiple different things, and the other one I use is the what's that even called? Is it dry? No. Oh, it is that one, I think. No, that's not it. That's stone. I've got so many different blueprints now. I thought it's that one, but it's not that one. That's an older version. What's this one? That's a different thing. What's this one? That's a different thing. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, so I'll fix that out as a full set. So we'll then use that, and maybe with this in conjunction with this. And it's going to be high on piece count, but kind of interesting. I think that's good. That's a good one for like a guest facing thing. It's all right to have kind of high pieces and guest facing stuff, I think. Anyway, right, that's gonna be it, peeps. Thank you very much for hanging out. Appreciate we didn't do an enormous amount. We made a little bit of progress. That stream's looking quite nice now. And a little bit of a waterfall. I need once it's got some reeds and things around. Yeah, I think that's looking alright. So yeah, back tomorrow. House Zimba tomorrow. As I said, I'm not sure about when I'm getting this episode of Tigridoo done. It might be Saturday. Not sure yet. But otherwise, I've got a stream on Saturday. Prehistoric Kingdom back on Saturday. Right, take it easy, peeps. Thank you for hanging out. Stupid annoying bots you can jog on. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you aren't already. Much appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.